Hey, this is Scott. Thanks for checking out this video. A lot of times during the fall football season, people ask me what kind of gloves I wear or what kind of cold weather gear I wear. So let me show you things that I keep in my trunk from August till January. They're always in my trunk. I've always got them with me. I don't have to worry about if I left them in the house or not. They're in the trunk. So let's start out with the monopods. I always take 2 monopods. It's good to have a backup, and these things are so cheap there's no reason not to. I'll show you a little trick that I do with each of my monopods is I go buy some stairway tape. It's kind of that sandpaper like tape that you can put on stairways. I put it on each of my monopods to give me a better grip in cold and wet weather. The kinds of gloves I always have in my trunk. I always have a pair of mechanics gloves. These are like 10 bucks at any auto parts store. Those are probably my last resort, but they're always in the trunk. I also have a pair of, these are wide receivers football gloves. I like these because they have a lot of stick to them. But they still give me plenty of feel for reaching the controls, but they stick really well to my gear regardless of what the weather's like. And then finally, if it's really cold, if it's wet and I'm using my rain covers, these gloves stick to the rain covers, and I don't like the way my hands move inside the rain covers, so I'll sometimes use these, or if it's really cold, I'll use these. I can keep my fingers warm when I'm not shooting, but they keep my hands warm pretty much throughout the game. Let me show you why that tape is important. If you have these kind of gloves, they're going to stick to any kind of metal or graphite or carbon monopod. But if you've got these wool gloves on, it can get real slick. So this tape, if I'm carrying gear, that tape helps me get a better grip on my monopods. I also in my trunk always have, during football season, a pair of knee pads. These are volleyball knee pads. That's what I prefer. They fit underneath my clothes. You can find any kind of knee pad that works best for you. I have an ear muff that will cover my ears, or I can pull it down, cover my neck. This is one of those ski kind of things, like a baklava. I thought that was a Greek dessert, but I don't know what this is called, but it'll cover my whole head, or I can pull it down over my neck as well. For jackets, I usually layer my clothing with long underwear, sweats. I don't wear jeans when I'm shooting because I don't like if they get wet or mushy and cold or rain or snow. So I'm always wearing sweats, long underwear. Then I'll always have in my trunk a hoodie. This is just an old grungy hoodie that's always in my trunk. I can always use it for that first layer if I need it. Then I'll pull something like this over. You can get this at any sporting goods store. It's made by, I think, Columbia. It fits over the hoodie, so I have the hood and the thickness for the warmth. Then I always have a raincoat in my trunk. It's always here. I have rain pants and an extra pair of sweats. I usually don't put the pants on because these kind of sweats, I'll layer them on, and they're pretty water repellent. And then I have my Kata rain cover for my smaller setup, like a 7200 or the 12300, and then my Think Tank hydrophobia. That's everything I carry during football season in my trunk. Find what works for you. Make sure you got it with you all the time. Happy shooting.